Hello, hello, hello to all my uniques out there. This is your favorite girl, Akudo. Welcome to your unique chat. For today, I want to talk about a topic that is so dear to me. And anybody that knows me know I am so passionate about this topic, domestic violence. Domestic violence is an area that most people don't report. Most people don't talk about it because of the stigma, the shame that is associated with it, especially for the men. Men don't like to report it because the society looks at them like a big man like you, a strong man like you. Why are you telling us your wife is abusing you? That little bitty wife that you have. So most of the time, men don't report it. And even for women, women don't report it because sometimes we are ashamed. Who will believe my story? Who will believe that what I'm telling them this guy is doing to me is real? So because of that, most people don't talk about it. But this is the month we talk about it. October in America, is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. This is the month we create awareness. We tell you guys the signs of domestic violence because most people that are in it don't know what it is. So we create awareness. We like to tell you what it is, what it looks like, so that you are not confused, so that you are not, you don't know what's going on with your life. So I come to you today to talk about domestic violence, the definition and the different kinds we have out there. And remember, I'm doing a domestic violence awareness dinner. I do this every year. But this year, because of COVID and everything going on, we might do a Zoom, but I'll keep you guys posted. To all my returning subscribers, hello, welcome back. For those of you that are not part of my family, what are you waiting for? You watch all the video, you might as well come and join us, okay? Click on the button that says subscribe. Wait for the notification bell. Click on that one too, so you will be the first to see my video when they drop. Now, let's jump right into it.
Live from Atlanta, Georgia. Beautiful, wonderfully made by God. Welcome to the Big Show.
What is domestic violence? So many people say, oh, what is it? What's the definition? I don't know what it is. What if he hits me and I hit him back? Most people think that domestic violence is only physical abuse. There are so many kinds of abuse out there. And I'm here today to just have a chat with you. So my sister, I want you to call a friend. I want you to call your partner. I want you to call that sister, that brother, colleague. Sit around the table and let's have a chat. Okay, this is Girls Talk. Let's talk. The definition I have on Google says, according to the United States Department of Justice, Office on Violence Against Women, the definition of domestic violence is a pattern of abusive behavior. It's a pattern. It's not just one thing. It's a pattern of this and that, and it keeps repeating itself. It's a pattern of abusive behavior in any relationship that is used by one partner to gain or maintain control over another intimate partner. The key word is to gain or maintain control. To gain control over you, not only would they gain the control, but also to maintain that control over you. He says, and there are many types of abuse. According to this definition, there are many types. Remember, it says it is a pattern of abusive behavior. So because it's a pattern, it's not just one thing. It's not just only hitting you. It's the way they talk to you, the way they react to you, the way they treat you with money, the way they treat you with sex, the way everything is a pattern of abusive behavior. And everything is with these two aims: to gain control over you and to maintain that control over you. Because somebody might gain control over you, but they can't maintain it. So that's why they have to repeat it and make it into a pattern. They gain that control over you, and now they maintain it by the pattern of the abusive behavior, so that you don't have anything to do, you don't have nothing to say, because they keep doing it. Now let's talk about some of the types of abuse based on this definition. The first one says physical abuse. Physical abuse can include hitting, biting, slapping, battering, shoving, punching, pulling hair, burning, cutting, pinching, and so on. any type of violent behavior inflicted on the victim. Physical abuse also includes denying someone's medical treatment and forcing drug or alcohol use on the person. That can also be physical abuse. They might not hit you physically with their hands, but this definition is saying denying someone's medical treatment. Maybe you're asthmatic, and when they get mad, they take your inhaler. It says physical abuse. It also includes denying somebody's medical treatment. That's, for example, if you're asthmatic, you use inhaler or you use breathing treatment, and because they are angry at you or because he or she is angry, they withhold your inhaler. They take your medication. They know you survive on those medications, but they take it away from you. That is also physical abuse, because physically they are hurting you. If you don't get your inhaler, you can't breathe. So it's a physical abuse. If you don't get your medication, you get sick. That's physical abuse. It also continues, it says, also forcing drug and alcohol on someone, when all he does is to tell you, go take some alcohol, go drink something. They leave drugs for you to take. They shoot you up. That is also physical abuse. So physical abuse is not only all that I mentioned: biting, slapping, battering, shoving, punching, biting, cutting, punching, pinching you and stuff like that. It also includes denying you your medical treatment, and also includes, forcing drug and alcohol on you. Those are the physical abuse. Most people will ask me the question on my inbox. Some women will come in and they ask me, oh, but Miss Unique, when he hits me, I hit him back. So I cannot say it's physical abuse because I'm fighting back. No. Mba. My sister, it doesn't matter. Even if you're fighting back, even if when you were fighting back, you even hit him more, two of you are in an abusive relationship. Domestic violence is taking place in your home. Don't think because you're hitting back and because you're strong, because you hit more or your own was harder or what, that doesn't deny the fact. Based on what I just read, that is physical abuse. My sister, if whoever you are in love with, my brother, whoever you are in love with is hitting and biting and slapping and battering you, they are shoving you around, they are punching you, they are pulling your hair, they are burning you, they are cutting you, they are pinching you, they are denying you your medical treatment, they are forcing alcohol and drugs down your throat. My sister, that is physical abuse. Now let's go to the next one: sexual abuse. He says sexual abuse occurs when the abuser coerces or attempts to coerce the victim into having sexual contact or sexual behavior without the victim's consent. That's when they coerce you, when they attempt to make you are not ready, you don't want it, but they are going to make you have it because they think, oh, maybe you are my girlfriend, so you shouldn't say no, or maybe you are my wife, you should not say no. That is sexual abuse. This often takes the form of marital rape, attacking sexual body parts, physical violence that is followed by forcing sex, sexually demeaning the victim, or even telling sexual jokes at the victim's expense. Most people think, oh, it's only, having sex with the person. They say this takes form, sexual abuse takes the form of marital rape sometimes. Sometimes it is attacking your sexual body. Some of them might hit you on your sexual parts. Like, if you can't let me have it, then I'm going to punch you on it. That's sexual abuse. He says it is physical violence followed by forced sex, sexually demeaning you, sexually they're making you act and do things that you don't want to do. They want to do stuff to you that you don't like and you didn't give them consent to do, but they do it because they like it and they enjoy it. That's an abuse, my sister. That's an abuse, my brother. Or even telling sexual jokes at the victim's expense. When they do all those things to you, they might video it, spread it around with their friends, or they might put you on display, or when their friends are around, they want to make fun of, sexual things they did with you. My sister, my brother, that's a form of abuse. That's sexual abuse. Now, let's go to the third one. The third one says emotional abuse. It involves invalidating or deflecting the victim's sense of self-worth, okay, and self-esteem. They make sure that they take your self-confidence from you. They make sure that they take whatever is left of your self-worth. They make you feel like you are nothing. Emotional abuse often takes the form of constant criticism. They criticize everything about you. That hairstyle is not good on you. That glasses doesn't look good. Your earring doesn't look good. You don't like that don't look good on you. You're too fat, you're too slim. You're too short, you're too tall. You're too fair, you're too dark. You're too this. They criticize everything. He say it comes in the form of constant criticism. It comes in the form of name calling. They call you all kinds of name on the book that is not the name that your mother called you. Okay? It involves injuring the victim's relationship with his or her children. They will tell lies about you to your children. They will make sure that every relationship you have emotionally, people that are your emotional support, people that you're vulnerable to emotionally, they will make sure they separate you from those relationships, and they interfere with your victim's ability. They make you feel like there is nothing you know how to do. You're not a good mother. You're not a good wife. You're not a good sister. You're not a good daughter. You are nothing. They make sure that they bankrupt you. Emotionally, they take everything away from you because they want to make sure that you don't have nobody to go to except them that are your abusers. Okay, that's emotional abuse. They lower your self-esteem. They lower your self-worth. They destroy your confidence. They make you not believe in yourself. They only criticize you all the time. They make sure they ruin every emotional relationship you have. They will make sure they ruin it so you don't have nowhere to go. That's emotional abuse. Now, let's go to the next one, the fourth one that says economic abuse. Some people call this financial abuse. This one says it takes place when the abuser makes or tries to make the victim financially reliant on them. Okay? Economic abusers often seek to maintain total control over financial resources, withholding the victim's access to funds or prohibiting the victim from going to school or work. That's emotional abuse or financial abuse. They make sure that any source of finance to you, any way that you are going to have money, financial freedom, they make sure they take it away from you. They don't want you to go to school because they know going to school will give you education, which will give you a better job, better money. They make sure they don't tell you not to work, or even if you work, they'll tell you how many hours you work because they know that more hours give you more money, which will give you financial freedom. They want you to be financially reliant on them. They want you to breathe, eat, drink, feed, sit, smile because of them. Everything you do, for even to buy a cup of Coke, a soda, they want you, even if you want a glass of water, they want a bottle of water, they want you to ask them for the money. Because when you are reliant on them, when you depend on them financially, totally, then where else can you go? You have no other place to go. Remember what the definition said. They want to gain and maintain control over you. So if they gain the control by giving you financial liberty or financial freedom, then how do they maintain it? They have to maintain it by making sure you don't go to school, you don't work, you don't have enough money to yourself, so that way you keep coming back to your abuser. That is economic abuse. And then the fifth one says psychological abuse. This involves the abuser invoking fear through intimidation, threatening to physically hurt himself or herself, the victim, the children, the victim's family or friends, or the pets, destruction of property, injuring the pets, isolating the victim from loved ones, and prohibiting the victim from going to school or work. Psychological abuse is terrible because it's just like emotional abuse, but in this case, they invoke fear in you. Not only do they emotionally bankrupt you, but now they invoke fear in you. And they do this by intimidation. They do this by threatening you, threatening the loss of life, threatening physical hurt on themselves and you. Sometimes they don't even need to threaten you. They threaten themselves. They will say things like, oh, if you leave me, I will die. If you leave me, I will kill myself. If you leave me, I will do, if you leave me, I will do the other one. They say all those things because that is a way of manipulating you to stay. That is a way of making you feel like whatever you think that is going on here, the abuse you know that is going on, that maybe is not going on. So they do that. They isolate you from your loved ones. Psychologically, you have nobody. They prohibit you also from going to school or working. They threaten you that they are going to destroy their children. They are going to hurt this person. They are going to destroy your family. They are going to destroy your friends. They threaten destruction of property. They want to destroy your TV. This is a form of psychological abuse. Psychologically, they put fear in you by intimidation and by threatening you. They intimidate you so you don't have anywhere to go. And under this psychological abuse, I will give you just 3 kinds of psychological abuse. The first one I'm going to talk about is threats. They hit, they injure, or use a weapon as a form of psychological abuse. This is where you hear people, maybe if they have a gun, they want to show you their gun, or they want to threaten you and say, oh, I'm going to do this to you, or I'm going to run over something with my car, or I'm going to destroy this or destroy that. So that the first kind of psychological abuse is threats. They use threats. The second one is stalking. Stalking means it can include following the victim. They're spying on you. They are watching you. They are harassing you. They are showing up at your work, at your job. They are sending you gifts. They are collecting information about you. They are making phone calls. They are leaving written messages on your car, by your door, sending you cards, or appearing at the person's home or workplace. These acts individually are typically illegal, but any of this behavior does continuously result in a stalking crime. So it's even a crime to stalk you. But most of the time, that's a kind of psychological abuse. Every time you turn around, you're always looking over your shoulder. You're always scared because you don't know where they are, where your abuser is. They show up at your job. They call you, and when you answer the phone, they don't say nothing, but you know it's their number. It's a form of intimidation. They want to intimidate you. They send you cards. They know you guys are not speaking, or they know you're scared of them, but they send you cards. Sometimes they even go and sending you flowers like they're doing something good for you, when they know that psychologically they're trying to tell you, I own you. You belong to me. I can control you. Even though you are not here, I can control you wherever you are. So that's another form of psychological. And the last one I'm going to talk about is cyber stalking. Cyber stalking refers to online action or repeated emailing that inflicts substantial emotional distress in the recipient. Cyber stalking is now, they are not stalking you physically like I said before, but now they are stalking you through the cyber, online. Okay, they do online actions. They send you emails, constant emails that begins to affect you emotionally. They keep sending. They know you don't like it. They know you don't want to hear from them. You block them. They go find another account and start So those are the 3 kinds of psychological abuse I'm going to talk about. Okay. So the first one I talked about is they use threats. They use threats to threaten you. They use stalking, and then they use cyber stalking. All right. So these are some of the kinds of domestic violence. I'm going to come back again and talk about things. These are the types of domestic violence. Like I said, it is when one partner tries to gain and maintain control over the other intimate partner. And there are so many kinds. I mentioned physical abuse, what it's all about: biting, hitting, slapping, withholding, denying you your medical treatment, forcing drugs and alcohol on you. Number 2 was sexual abuse, when they want to have sex with you or do some sexual behaviors without your consent. It also includes demeaning you sexually, telling sexual jokes at your own expense, doing things you don't want, marital rape, attacking sexual parts of your body. We talked about number 3, emotional abuse. This is where they take your self-worth. They separate you from everybody you love. They make you, emotionally bankrupt. They make sure you have nobody to talk to. They are constantly criticizing you, name calling, and then they try to separate you from everything you love. Your children, making up stories to your children, emotionally blackmailing your children, all to make sure that emotionally you have nothing. And then I talked about number 4, economic abuse, which is the financial abuse, where they make sure that you don't have access to any money. And even if you have access to money, they are the ones providing it for you. They don't want you to work. They don't want you to go to school. They want you to stay at home because that's the only way they can economically control you financially. You are financially reliant on them. And then number 5, the last one was psychological abuse. This is the one where they invoke fear through intimidation, threatening you with physical harm, not only to you, but to themselves, because that's a way of manipulating you, telling you what they're going to do to themselves if you leave them or if you tell somebody what's going on in your family. They isolate you from your loved ones. They make sure nobody comes near you. They tell stories about how they don't like your family and how they too don't like their family. So that way you don't have nobody in their family to go talk to, and you don't have nobody in your family to go talk to. All your friends are bad, are evil, because they don't want you to have no friends. So at the end of the day, they end up isolating you. So under psychological abuse, which was the 5th last one, we have 3 kinds where these 3 forms of psychological abuse. Number 1, they can use threat. That means to hit, to injure, to use weapon as a form of psychological abuse. They use weapon to threaten you, to invoke fear in you. Number 2, stalking. They stalk you. They show up at your work. They make phone calls to you. They send you things you didn't ask them to send you. And then they come to your workplace unannounced. They send you gifts. They send you flowers. And then they show up everywhere you are. So every time you're scared, that's invoking fear. You're always looking behind you to make sure, are they following me? Is he watching me? And then the last one is cyber stalking. Now, most times people don't stalk you anymore because they know it is against the law, and that you might tell people, or so what they do is they now do cyber stalking. This one, they stalk you online. They send you emails, they send you pictures, they go on your Facebook, they go on your all social media platform. They are stalking you, but now they are doing it online. Their computer is now doing it for them. They are not doing it themselves anymore. Their computer and their fingers are doing it for them. They're doing it for them. So my sister, my brothers, I wanted to just have this chat with you. This is the month for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We are creating awareness. We are empowering people. We're empowering women, and not only women, we are also empowering men. They call you all kinds of names. People, you are ashamed. Who am I going to tell? Who will believe me? No, my sister, we are saying no to domestic violence. We are saying no to any kind of abuse, physical, emotional, psychological, financial, any kind of abuse. There are so many other kinds. We have spiritual abuse, where they abuse you because of your faith. We have cultural abuse, where they abuse you. Maybe you guys come from 2 different cultures, and now the husband or the wife is abusing you based on your culture. We have so many other kinds of abuse out there, so many of them out there. But I'm here today to tell you, my sister, remember our motto: we empower one, we empower all. When you know better, you do better. Now you have seen this kind. Most people will write me and say, Miss Unique, I don't even know. Can you tell me, this is my story, this is my story. Do you think I'm in an abusive relationship? And I always tell them, go read up the signs. The signs are there. If all the signs check, and you're noticing that all the signs check, then maybe, my sister, maybe my brother, you are in an abusive relationship. It doesn't matter if you fight back. It doesn't matter, you know the song in Nigeria, do me, I do you, God no go vex. Do me, I do you, God no go. As if he does anything to me, I will do back to him too. I'm not being abused though. I stand up for myself. My sister, do not be deceived. You are in an abusive relationship. He abuses you and you also abuse him. That's not healthy for you, and that's not healthy for him. And more especially, that is not healthy for your children. So I want you to stand up and know what you know. When you know better, you do better. Now you know. You can't say you didn't know. Now you know. So all through this month, I'll be trying to talk about domestic violence, talking about different kinds of domestic violence, what to look out for, and in the comment section, description section, I'm going to put the hotline. If you're experiencing domestic violence, my sister, if you're experiencing any kind of domestic violence, my brother, please call on the hotline. Get help. Don't just keep quiet. Speak, speak, speak. Talk, talk, talk. This is not the time to be quiet. You have to say, please, look at what I'm going through. Somebody is about to beat me to death here. Somebody is controlling my life. Somebody is locking me up in the basement. Please, somebody help me. We are here to help. Reach out to me if you want help. Reach out to me. My email is uniqueakudo. Unique, the word unique, and my first name, AKUDO. Uniqueakudo, one word, at gmail.com. Write me and we'll send help to you. My sister, let us all come together as a community, as a society, as a people, holding hands and screaming it at the top of the mountain, at the top of our lungs. No, N-O, no, no to domestic violence. No to physical abuse. No to emotional abuse. No to psychological abuse. No to economic abuse. No to sexual abuse. No to all kinds of abuse. No more. Enough is enough. It's high time we stand up and say enough is enough. Okay? All right. Give us a thumbs up. Share the video. And please subscribe to the channel. I love you guys. Until the next time, take care of yourself and each other. Remember, you are beautifully and wonderfully made by God. That is why you are unique. Be kind to yourself and to each other. Mwah. Bye-bye.